Right now, somewhere in a high-security vault, there is a number ticking upwards so fast the human brain literally cannot process it. It's the global debt clock. And as of this second, it's past $300 trillion. Now, here is the glitch. If you took every single physical dollar, euro, and gold bar currently sitting on the planet, you wouldn't even have 1/3 of that amount. Wait, let that sink in. The world owes 3 times more money than actually exists. How is that possible? Is it a collective math error? A glitch in the simulation? Or is our entire civilization built on a secret that we aren't supposed to understand? Today, we are peeling back the skin of the global machine. We're going to see why the world is designed to never pay its bills, and why running out of money is actually the only thing keeping your lights on. The secret is hidden in plain sight. To understand the glitch, we have to look at how a golden cube, our version of a dollar, is actually born. You probably think money is created when someone works hard or discovers gold. But in the modern machine, money isn't found. It's imagined. Imagine our 3D city wants to build a new floating bridge. The city doesn't have the cubes yet, so it goes to the central palace and signs a piece of paper. This paper says, "I promise to pay you back later." The palace didn't take that cube from someone else's vault. It created it out of thin air, the very moment that promise was signed. In the world of finance, we call this debt. But in the world of physics, this is something much crazier. This is a time leak. A debt is just energy you've stolen from your future self to use today. Every skyscraper, every highway, every smartphone in this city was built using energy that hasn't been earned yet. Our world is literally a ghost of the future, haunting the present. But the mystery goes deeper. To see the true heart of the machine, we have to look at the multipliers. Imagine you take one of those glowing cubes and deposit it into a local bank. Let's call it the storage vault. You think your cube is just sitting there, safe in a drawer. But the moment you walk out the door, the vault owner does something strange. They don't keep your cube. By law, they only have to keep a tiny sliver of it, maybe 10%. The other, 90%. They lend it out to someone else. Now, follow the logic. That second person takes the 90% and buys a car. The car seller takes that money and puts it into their bank. And that bank, they keep 10% and lend out the rest again. Through this fractional magic, your single original cube has just birthed 10 new cubes into the city. But here's the terrifying part. The original cube was the only one that actually existed. The other 9? They are digital ghosts. They are credit. This is why. If everyone in the city ran to the banks at the exact same time to withdraw their cubes, the doors would lock. The vaults would be empty. Because 90% of the world's wealth is a shared hallucination. Here is where the secret gets dark. And this is the part that the big banks don't want you to visualize. When the palace prints that 1 cube for the bridge, they don't just ask for that 1 cube back. They want a little extra. Interest. Let's say 1,1 cube. But wait. If the palace is the only place that creates cubes, and they only printed 1, where does that extra 0.1 come from? It doesn't exist. It was never printed. This means the system is designed so that there is always more debt than money. It's like a giant game of musical chairs. But the music never stops. And every round, a chair is removed. To pay off the interest on the first cube, the palace has to print a second cube. And to pay the interest on that one, they print a third. This is the debt loop. The system has to grow forever, or it collapses instantly. If we ever actually paid off all our debts, every single dollar in your bank account would vanish. Because in our machine, money is debt. So, if the system is designed to fail, why hasn't it? The answer is the invisible vacuum, the tax system. Governments need you to use their specific cubes so they can vacuum a piece of them back up. This vacuum is what gives the paper value. You work for the cubes because you need them to satisfy the vacuum. But look at the battery. It's leaking because the interest is always growing. The vacuum has to suck harder and harder every year just to keep the city's shields at 50%. This is why things feel more expensive even when you're making more money. Your future energy is being spent faster than you can create it. This is the hidden tax, inflation. It's the sound of the debt clock ticking in your pocket. Now, imagine the system starts to slow down. Maybe the robots in our city get tired. They stop borrowing. They stop building. The debt clock doesn't stop, but the cubes stop moving. This is the death spiral for the machine. When this happens, the palace enters a state of emergency printing. They call it quantitative easing. But what it really means is they are flooding the streets with new, unearned cubes to keep the gears turning. It's like trying to put out a fire by throwing more wood on it. It keeps the city warm for a few more hours, but it makes the final crash much, much bigger. What happens when a whole city, a whole country, simply stops being able to pay? When the debt clock hits a number so large it breaks the scoreboard. We call that default. In that moment, the time leak bursts. All that energy we borrowed from our future selves, it has to be paid back instantly. The digital sun turns off. The flying bridges fall. The glowing cubes turn back into worthless gray dust. History is a graveyard of these default cities. From ancient empires that clipped the edges off their coins to make more, to modern nations that printed money until it was cheaper than wallpaper. The machine always demands its price. So, does the world run out of money? No, because money isn't a limited resource like water or oil. It's an infinite imagination. As long as we keep promising the future, the palace will keep printing the cubes. The danger isn't that the money runs out. The danger is that we stop believing in the promises. If the world stopped trusting the future energy, the 3D city wouldn't just slow down. It would blink out of existence in a heartbeat. We are living in a masterpiece of invisible engineering, a system that shouldn't work, yet powers every light bulb on Earth. But you have to ask yourself, if the world is built on debt, and debt is just time stolen from the future, whose time are we actually spending? Are we building a paradise for ourselves? Or are we spending the lives of our children before they are even born? The machine is beautiful, but its hunger is infinite. And as long as you are part of the city, you are one of its gears. But money isn't the only thing that vanishes right before your eyes. If you thought the debt clock was a glitch, wait until you see the invisible vacuum in your own paycheck. Because the secret of why your money disappears every month is even crazier than the world's debt. Click right here to see how the vacuum is secretly stealing your energy before you even touch it. I'll see you in the machine.